Everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Show Me How It's Done. My name is Lauren and you are on my YouTube channel, Laurensscraplot. Now every Tuesday I have the pleasure of showing you a little project or product that I've been playing with, and if you have the materials that I'm showing, you can follow along. If not, sub in for anything else you own. I'll give you all the measurements and they are listed in the description as well, so that you can cut and pre-prep all of your materials and hopefully come away with a project that you are inspired by for this season. Now, I know it is not Christmas yet, but I'm getting ahead of myself in the fact that we are going to be counting down the days till my early bird registration closes for an all-day retreat. Now, my all-day retreat is available to anybody in Canada. If you are in Edmonton, you can attend in person at the end of October on the 25th. However, if you're not, that is okay. I also have an option for a to-go kit where you're going to play with the Jolly Delivery Bundle or the North Pole Delivery Suite, as well as the Traditions of Christmas Suite throughout an entire day of crafting. I give you all of the stuff pre-prepped and pre-cut, and you follow along very similar to this with a video to assemble all your pieces. Of course, you might not own the 2 stamp sets. You'll get your choice of one of the 2 when you register, and you do have the option of adding the other one on as well. But if you choose not to, then all you need to do is add sentiments from your own stash, because all of the die cutting and everything has been done for you ahead of time. If you're interested in more information about that event, click the link in the description. There's a little jot form, and you can sign up for any of my classes that have Canada-wide shipping options. And of course, they would have a video tutorial for you to finish the class with. The all-day retreat is a little bit special because it is a full day of crafting as opposed to just an evening of a few projects. But I hope regardless you check it out, or if you have questions, message me, because I'd love to have you join us and have a little bit of fun playing with this suite. So without further ado, where can you find this guy? If you look in your mini holiday catalog, the North Pole Delivery Suite is on page 28 and 29. You can see Stampin' Up has given you so many adorable options of what you can do with these projects. This is just another idea of what you can do. So the Jolly Delivery stamp set features all of these adorable critters with coordinating dies to cut them out. There's also a little treat box die that you can use to decorate a little Christmas gift for somebody. There are coordinating projects such as these great little dots and a white fluffy trim ribbon. We'll be playing with those more at the event. And then of course, designer series paper is what we are so excited about in this suite because it's got so many fun colors and critters. Some of the critters can be cut out using the dies, but this package also comes with 2 full sheets of pre-cut designs. So they're all colored and they're all ready for you. All you have to do is poke them out of the page. I can show you the remnants of one of my pages here. You can see I've kind of taken quite a few critters out already, but all you'd need to do is pop them out like so. I don't want to take it out yet because I don't want to lose these pieces, but these guys will come into play later for my retreat. But for this project itself, I chose to focus on the little owl and the hedgehog for one version, and then I pulled out a little squirrel and rabbit for the other version. So I'm going to show you how to make this, and hopefully you can follow along. So let me move this guy out of the way, this guy over, and we're going to start with a piece of pool party cardstock for our base. So this piece is going to be 5.5 by 8.5, and you've put a score mark at 4 1/4 in the middle. That'll give us a standard A2 card that you can open from the top for this card. Now on the inside of our card, we always love to have something to write on, so that's where a piece of basic white is going to come into play. This will be 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to put that on the inside of your card. You can come back later and add any sort of stamping detail that you'd like to this card, or perhaps you have some extra designer series paper by the end of your stamping and crafting. You can also throw that inside here. But for now, we've just got a white base to work off of. Now for the front of our card, you also could cut just one piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. Or if you've noticed, look at this gorgeous paper. This is called the Silent Snowfall Designer Series paper. It comes in a pack of 6 sheets that are all 12 by 12 in size, and they are pre-embossed with these great snowflakes. So that's what I chose to do because I didn't have to do any embossing for this piece, but you can also just cut yourself a piece of basic white and emboss it with an embossing folder of your choice. So this guy, you can decide which side you like best and attach it. Maybe we'll go dimensionals. Let's give it some life here, okay? Pop some dimensionals up on the back of this one. And we'll put that onto the front of our card. Now, here's where you would need to own this designer series paper in order to do this next strip here. One of the sheets is a full 12 by 12 of these great little house scenes. And so to get that perfect little row of houses, you're going to cut that sheet at 1.5 inches. Basically, if you look down your sheet, do I have a full one? Let me try and show you a full one. It'll make more sense. Yes, here we go. Okay. Here's the full sheet. So if you take your trimmer and cut basically under the brown crumb cake line on each of these rows, you will end up, you can see, with row upon row of these house strips. You can use them in chunks on the back of a card, of course, but if you want to get that nice little feature, they end up being about 1.5 inches wide. And then to fit onto the card, they're going to end up being cut at 5.25 inches long. So you can get, I think, 2, 4, 6, like 16 of them out of a card or out of one sheet of paper, which is awesome. We like maximizing our designer paper, and then whatever's on the back side you can use to decorate other things. Okay, let's finish putting our white on here before we get ahead of ourselves. So there's your white. Next comes that great little piece of houses. We are popping this one up on dimensionals because we need to be able to hide some of our little decals behind it. So I'm just putting my dimensionals across the 2 sides and the bottom. If you'll notice here, this little green circle, it does need to get tucked underneath, so I want to make sure that I've provided enough room for that to happen. So dimensionals under this one. And my house comes up, you know, just 1/4 inch from the bottom. I'm not resting it right on the bottom. I want it to look like it's got a bit of snow underneath there. Okay, so when I get to my stylish shaped circles here, I've cut 2 of them, and then I embossed them using the Forever Plaid embossing folder, this one here. So these 2 circles are the 2 largest circles in the stylish shapes dies, and it's up to you which way you want to have them showing. So for my card on the left here, I picked out a green house, so I did a red background. For this pile here, I'm actually doing a red house because that is another house that comes in the set. So I think I'm going to swap these around. I'm going to tuck the red one in behind, and then I'm going to pop up the green one in the front, and we'll see how it looks. Who knows if we'll love it. So the red one needs flat adhesive, and we're going to tuck it in behind the houses. So just tuck as much as you can so that you can see a nice little circle poking through. And then this guy here, we're popping up on dimensionals, but here's the key. You already have dimensionals under your house line. So we need to pile 2 dimensionals on top of each other in the snowflake background, and then just 1 dimensional on the front here. So let me show you here. I can just go ahead and put a couple dimensionals where I know my circle's going to cover. Take those backings off. And then I'm going to put another dimensional right on top of those. That's going to give us an even playing field when we pile our dimensionals on, or when we put our decal on. Okay, so there's 2. Put all that on. And then for good measure, we're going to put 1 dimensional on the house layer. And we're going to hope that our circle covers all of that. If not, we can move things. All right, here's the green circle. I am quite happy with how that sits. There we go. So far, so good. Looks adorable. We're going to do our house next. So you can choose the red or the green house, whichever one you want, and pop a couple dimensionals on the back of that. We're doing a lot of dimensionals on this one. It's not going to be the easiest to mail without adding extra postage, but that's what Christmas cards are all about. A little extra bling. Oh, here we go. We need to double check here our critters, because in the little decals, the critters face right, one faces right and one faces left. There's 2 of each of them, kind of like Noah's Ark. So you have to decide the layout of your card, I think, before you go ahead and commit to where your house is going. So personally for me, because this one's using a bunny and a squirrel, I'm going to end up putting the bunny up here and a little sentiment. I'll tell you the measurement for that in a sec. Right up here. And then down here, my squirrel's going to run towards the left. And I think I'm okay with that. It's not covering up anything major. Just double check that before you commit to this, okay? So not covering up anything major if he just runs this way. You're a little crooked. There we go. Try again. All right, so there's a house. Now we need a mailbox. So I got a red house. I'm going to get a green mailbox, or of course there might be pink mailboxes, or there's even, I think, a couple pool party mailboxes. So whatever you want to grab, you're going to put that up on dimensionals. And add it here. So this really is a no stamping project so far. You certainly can add stamping to the inside, and you'll add a little stamping when you put a sentiment. But other than that, we're just using these decals. They're all pre-cut for us, and we're just enjoying how easy that's making our lives with this project. Couple dimensionals underneath your house for your little critter, whether you've got the little hedgehog or whether you've got the little squirrel running away with his present. And then I just grabbed, I had some of these extra envelopes. I thought, hey, that looks cute with a mailbox. So I'm going to put this flat underneath here. And you can use either the red envelopes or these white ones, whatever you prefer. They look great with the project. Just a flat adhesive under that one so we don't have everything popped up on dimensionals. And then up here, we're going to add dimensionals behind our little bunny, or of course the little owl, whichever one you decided to go with. Your critters might be facing the other way, and that's okay too. They're still going to look great. There's a little bunny. All right, now for the sentiment. Here is the only stamping job you're doing. And I grabbed the sentiment that said special delivery. You could grab sending merry tidings, from the North Pole, from here to there, from me to you. All of them are great for this kind of mailing a Christmas card theme, but I just went with special delivery and my real red ink. My little piece of white here is a 3/8 of an inch by about 2 inches, but you can adjust it, of course, depending on if you're doing a larger or a smaller little sentiment. So special delivery right on there with real red. And of course, let it dry for a couple seconds because we don't want any messes on our fingers. When you feel like it's ready, probably should have done it earlier, we can turn it over and add a couple dimensionals to the back. I don't know what it is with me and red, but they like to smudge. There we go. Special delivery. Tucked right under. Maybe tucking just a little over. There we go. Can come off the card or the circle a bit. And there's our project. See, they're cute no matter which little critter you use. But there is a fun little idea for you to use the North Pole Delivery Suite. And if you love it, hopefully you'll want to check out the all-day retreat. Or of course, I may be playing with this guy once or twice again throughout my Show Me How It's Done series. So make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you get notified whenever there's a new video. I will be posting every Tuesday, and then through till middle of November, I'm also part of the Great North American Stamping Show every Thursday evenings. So tune in for all of those free fun ideas and come craft with us because we love, love, love to see you guys. See you next week for another edition of Show Me How It's Done. Bye.